I enjoyed certain aspects of that game. I'm not going to say I enjoyed that as a game. I'm wondering if I can bring my duvet next week. It was no, not because of the cold. It was turgid, and not because of United as well either, to be honest. We got exactly what I would have expected from a West Brom side. They put everybody behind the ball and made it really difficult. They weren't even trying to flood our midfield and attack it. It was literally
West Brom.
Did I just say West Brom? Jesus. Huddersfield, mate.
I promise we're here doing Fancams on the 3rd of February 2018, and we've not just uploaded a random one.
Right. They played like West Brom today. They didn't play like normal Huddersfield. Oh, I had West Brom.
The kit probably does.
Christ, yeah. See, told you been asleep. They put everybody behind the ball. They've not really done that much this season. They've actually tried to play football, but the way they put everybody behind the ball, reminiscent of West Brom, was just shocking. And it was. I understand why they did it. They come and part the bus. They're trying to make things happen, try and snatch a draw, try and snatch a win, but it made for a really awful game because all our creativity was coming just from that final third. You're not getting creativity out of McTominay. You're not really getting it from Matic that deep. So you're reliant on those forward four players and maybe a little bit of width from Valencia and Shaw. But they were so crowded out. And I think people got to realise that when it's crowded out like that, it's hard for our players. You get chances in a big game when the games end up being open and end-to-end.
We always look better when they're pushed out a little bit.
Yeah, we do, yeah. But, I mean, that was a hard watch. And like I said, not because of United necessarily, but because of what we was playing up against. And I often say that's always going to be a 0-0, and eventually you'll get your opportunity and you'll break them down. And the opportunity came from a cross.
A great cross from one man.
It was a great cross. And why we don't play more crosses in behind like that. I'm not a fan of the inverted cross. I don't like people cutting back and trying to get on it. And I think Lukaku suits a forward ball as well. I think he likes to run onto stuff. If you look at a lot of his goals this year, they've been a one-touch finish from him because he's going forward. I don't think he's the sort of player that can stop, come back and then try and go forward again. I think he's got to have the momentum going forward. And the way you're going to get more of that is mainly with overlaps from the fullbacks, which doesn't happen enough. So many times that doesn't happen enough that you don't see a one-touch cross or a first-time cross from the fullbacks. But because we play inverted wingers, Mata inverted is a left footer, plays on the right, and now Sanchez or Marshall or Rashford or anybody else that plays Ashley Young on the left-hand side, they're all right-footed. So everybody's constantly coming in. And we're not playing to our biggest asset, which is Romelu Lukaku. And getting him on the end of stuff is going to bury goals for us. I thought Sanchez was absolutely fantastic. And do you know what he was reminding me of? Young Wayne Rooney. Do you tear asses around the pitch and you go, actually not really sure what his best position is, but he plays no matter what, and he does what he wants, and he gets a bit of a free roll, and he causes havoc, and he makes things happen on the back of just raw determination. And he was getting
peed off at players today. He was looking around like, and it was like, but you don't see that from someone that's played their third game with a team. You know what I mean?
Big standards, mate. Yeah. He's like, I don't care who you are, I don't care what you think you've done. This is the standards that I want to see from this team that I'm now a part of, and I think he's as much as a Manchester United player.
He demands forward passes as well. And what I like was that, at times here under Jose, there's times, even Van Gaal, in games where there can be that flatness and it sticks. But he's the kind of player that stops it from sticking by just throwing in a challenge or telling someone to
That's absolutely what he does. And I think I said at some point during the game to me, you see the way Luke Shaw receives the ball a lot of the time, and he wants to make passes. Fullbacks in the final third shouldn't be making passes unless it's a quick 1-2 to get round and then get a cross in. That's their primary objective. Once they enter the final third, the only thing they should be doing is banging a cross in. And I think Luke Shaw, and I think to an extent most of the other players, especially Valencia, they've got it in their head, this pass mentality that Louis van Gaal implemented into this team, and maybe even Jose Mourinho. I don't know for a fact, but it was definitely a Van Gaal trait. And Sanchez bucks that, because he gets the ball and he runs at people. And if we had Valencia running at people, because do you remember how good Valencia is dribbling? And Luke Shaw just being direct with people, like the way Sanchez is forcing it. If he can make that happen across the rest of the front line, Jesse Lingard does it to his credit. He does do it quite a lot.
Him and Sanchez are striking up a little bit of a understanding they did in the first half at Tottenham today. Like, Jesse's someone that he like playing ball with him, innit? Because he's constantly moving.
What I find quite funny is there's a lot of perceptions in football that are incorrect all the time. There's a lot of perceptions about Manchester United and our style of play, and a lot of perceptions about Mourinho and what he's like as a manager, and he gets a lot of criticism for never having played youth. And then today he plays quite a lot of youngsters in this lineup, gives McTominay a start over Paul Pogba. Probably won't get any credit for that whatsoever, despite the fact that he did it and it come away.
Talk will all be about Pogba, not McTominay.
Absolutely. And you made me completely.
By the way, that assault.
Going on. Hang on. I'm going to get.
You were talking about Mourinho and the negativity and the perceived negativity.
Perceptions. So what was I talking about?
It's not actually like that. It's a lot of one-touch.
No. There was more. There was something else. Oh, that was it. It was the three lads behind Lukaku, Lingard, Mata, Sanchez. Not what you'd call Mourinho players. Free-spirited attacking players.
Sanchez definitely is.
Little. There's a perception that Mourinho only likes big units, functional footballers, where these are three of the most creative little players that you can get. You wouldn't ask any of them to move a sofa with you, would you? And yet these are the free first choice potentially for him behind Lukaku. So I think there's a lot of perceptions that are wrong here about Jose Mourinho. And I hope that that's one of the things that he's changing. Changing with the youth that he brings in. Changing with his team selection. I still hate 4-2-3-1 as much as I hate Leeds and City, mate. But there's a way, I think, that of something developing there. I hope we don't see more of Pogba in that sixth position. But I do like that forward three. If there's a way to make everything happy, I don't know if you have to sacrifice a defender for it, maybe. I don't know. But there's got to be something with that forward three. The interplay between them's only going to get better. But again, it's inverted for the most part, and that sucks.
Man of the match?
It can only be Sanchez. It was everywhere, absolutely everywhere. Deserved a goal aside from his other goal. Played a fantastic 1-2 off the keeper to make sure he didn't get a penalty for his first goal. Fair play for that one.
Cheers. Check out Steve's channel. Got some good stuff coming up next week, and it's probably up already as well.